Hello everyone. I wanted to make a video expressing some views on some things that I was thinking about. Politics is one of them. The way that the presidential campaign is shaping up, it looks like it's going to be a race between Obama, Mitt Romney, and Newt Gingrich. And to be honest with you, I don't really think any of them are going to do any differently than each other. Regardless of what somebody says before they get in office, that changes once they become president. I think a lot of people don't realize this. The president is privy to information that only the president and the highest of security is privy to. It's hard for someone to understand that when you're running for an office, you think you know the truth about the world and how things are interconnected, and and what you think you can do once you get in there. But that first day that you're in office, this is my understanding, the president has a security briefing, and he's led into all the information that he was not briefed on as a senator or as a private citizen or whatever. It's during that briefing that he's told the truth about the world situation and the interconnectedness of things and all the highest secrets. So getting back to the election, regardless of what any of them say they're going to do before they get in there, it's irrelevant. Once they get in there, they're all going to be tied to the same rules, same regulations. They're going to be tied to the same truth that's behind the scenes that none of us can see. And that's just the way the world works. So, this election is kind of unsettling because religion is becoming a major topic, a major issue for the candidates. And my own belief system is not mainstream. I do not believe in Christianity. I don't believe in any monotheistic group religion. And for any candidate to push an agenda that is specific to one type of religion, it's important. It's not something I would want a president to do. I know statistically that there are a lot of Christians, there's a lot of monotheistic belief people in this country, whether you be Muslim, Christian, Baptist, that's another form of Christian. And I understand that the president has to cater to the needs of everyone. But to be so specific about one certain group, that's very unsettling. Don't take one group's rights away and replace it with what you believe is right based on your own moral standard, which is dictated by your religion. I don't think it's proper. So for that reason, it seems to me that none of the candidates really are gonna support the people in a fair way in which one specific group is not singled out. So, like I said, they're all equally good or equally bad, depending on how you see it. Another thing I wanted to make comment on was this year, the year 2012. All this talk about the Mayan disaster, the 2012 Doomsday, how many of you actually know that the calendar as we know it today has been changed many times? I know for one example, the Gregorian, I think that's how you say it, Gregorian calendar was changed, or if that's what we're actually in right now, but a calendar was changed by the Pope, and years were lost. And I know maybe that doesn't make a big difference when we're talking about scale thousands of years, but it's so arbitrary. And you look at in China, their year is totally different. Their time is totally different. It started in a different year, and then our time goes back to AD and BC, and I just think that it's so arbitrary, and this whole thought process is so full of fear that it's ridiculous. The same fear was around when the year 2000, right before the year 2000, and there was all this talk about things going haywire because of the computers couldn't handle the change of the date to the year 2000. And that was a non-issue. I remember very well. I hope the rest of you remember that. There's always going to be a calamity. There's always going to be something for people to rally around and think that it's the end of the world, and you need to prepare, and you need to do all these things. And maybe preparing is good. I won't say it's not. But I do think a lot of it's just wasted effort. If your life is not, if you don't have focus on your life, and your life is not what you want it to be now, when will it be? When will it be the way you want it to be? When will you take the time to make changes to yourself, and to your surroundings, and try to make the world as you would like it to be, rather than living in a world of fear, and fearing this year, and fearing what's going to happen. Because most likely nothing is going to happen. Nothing is probably going to happen this year. I can't say 100% because, who am I? I don't know 100%. There's been talk about, there being a catastrophe from the sun, a flare, an X flare or something larger than an X flare, and it hitting the Earth and wiping out all of life on Earth. If that was to happen, I think we'd find out from the telescopes, we'd find out from the scientists, but as far as there being anything that can be done, the government probably has underground bunkers, and they would move all the top people into those bunkers and try to protect the ruling class of our society, and that's probably the same world over. But as far as a regular person like you and I, we got to live our lives now. We got to live and try to be happy now. Because if it did happen, well, it's going to be over for us. It's going to be over really quick. A solar flare from the sun, depending on how fast it's moving, could be here in a day or two. There's no time to prepare and get things and to survive it, So my advice is, if you're going to vote for a candidate this year, they're all the same. They're all going to do the same, no matter what kind of talk they talk before they become president. They're going to do the same thing when they get in there. Don't fool yourself. Their hands are tied by things that are unseen by us. The world does not work the way we think it works. When you understand that, you'll understand that the world is all interconnected, and everything happens for a reason. And it's not for us to try to say, well, we can change that. It is for us to try to enjoy our lives and make the best of our lives. So, I guess the basic thing I'm trying to say is, don't be so afraid. Don't be so paranoid. Don't be worried about the end of the world. Be worried that your life is as good as you can make it to be now. Worry that you don't show your loved ones enough love. Worry that you're not being in their lives as much as you could be, that's what's important. The rest of it's just a bunch of BS. Because it really comes down to is each one of our lives is singular. It's entirely and totally our own. We are responsible for what we become. We're responsible for how we react to situations in our lives. And it's up to us to make our life the best that we can. Alrighty, that's all I have to say. Good luck to everyone, and try to enjoy your life as best you can.